Build muscle after 70. This protein works better than eggs. Do you believe that after 70, muscle weakness is something you simply cannot avoid? I used to think so too, until I met Mr. Raymond, 88 years old, hunched back, trembling hands, struggling just to stand up from a chair with both arms pushing against the sides. He told me, "I just want to walk a few laps around the park like I used to," but his legs no longer obeyed him. 10 weeks later, that same man left me speechless. He wasn't just walking, he was walking fast, with shoulders back, spine tall, each step firm and steady. And then he turned to me, smiling. I did it. The question is, what happened? He didn't go to the gym, he didn't take some miracle pill. It all began with a simple change in his diet, a change in something he had believed his entire life was right. He gave up eggs, what we've all been told is the best protein, and replaced them with a food that has been almost forgotten. Have you ever wondered why, despite eating enough, you still grow weaker each day? The problem may not be the amount of protein, but the signal. After 70, your body doesn't hear the signal from eggs the way it used to. Muscles need something else, a protein that's stronger, clearer, and faster. And when your body receives the right signal, it can rebuild, even at 88 years old. There are 6 such proteins, and the first one has a name that might make you raise your eyebrows. How could this possibly build muscle? But be patient, because it might just be the key to making your body strong again. Are you ready? Let's begin. Not in the gym, but with a tiny seed you might overlook. Yet inside it lies a formula so powerful, even eggs have to step aside.
1. Lentils, the underestimated muscle food. If someone told you that a 50-cent bowl of lentils could help you build muscle after 70, would you believe it? Most seniors would shake their heads. I need meat. I need eggs. But what few people know is that some foods that look weaker can quietly do what eggs cannot. 1 cup of cooked lentils contains about 18 grams of protein. That might not sound much higher than eggs, but that's just the surface. What makes lentils truly remarkable lies in what comes with that protein, the compounds that eggs simply don't have. Did you know that inside lentils there are more than 16 grams of fiber, both soluble and insoluble? This fiber feeds billions of friendly bacteria in your gut, which then produce a compound called butyrate. Butyrate doesn't just reduce muscle inflammation, it also helps your body use protein more efficiently. This has been proven in multiple studies. A healthy gut microbiome can increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 30%. In other words, you eat less, but build more muscle. And this isn't just theory. In the so-called blue zones, regions where people live healthy lives into their 90s and even 100s, lentils appear in nearly every meal. Do you think that's a coincidence? Lentils also contain resistant starch, which acts like an intelligent form of fiber, helping stabilize blood sugar, prolong satiety, and even increase the thermic effect of protein. In simpler terms, you burn more calories just by digesting them. Do you struggle to lose fat after 60? Lentils may surprise you. It doesn't stop there. Just 1 cup of lentils provides nearly 90% of your daily folate needs. Nearly 1/3 of older adults are deficient in folate without knowing it, and this deficiency affects protein creation at the DNA level itself. Once folate levels are restored, muscle strength can improve within just a few weeks. Iron in lentils is another hidden gift. When combined with vitamin C from a squeeze of lemon or some bell peppers, absorption triples. And if you've ever felt lightheaded when standing up, that could be a subtle sign of mild anemia, something iron helps improve significantly. Still worried about nighttime cramps? Lentils contain more potassium than bananas, helping reduce spasms, retain calcium in the muscles, and keep them firm and strong. Lysine, an amino acid often lacking in plant-based diets, is also abundant in lentils, supporting collagen repair and muscle tissue recovery. The beauty of lentils is that they're not only powerful, but practical. Red lentils cook in just 10 minutes into a soft, creamy texture, perfect for those with weaker teeth. Green lentils keep a pleasant bite for salads, while black beluga lentils are the richest in antioxidants among legumes. And if you want to boost the protein content by 20%, try sprouting lentils. So, is it really fair to say lentils are weaker than eggs? Or have we simply underestimated them all these years? If you found lentils impressive, just wait for what comes next. There's a tiny seed, just 3 tablespoons, that your body recognizes instantly, as if it were hearing a familiar voice from youth. Are you ready?
2. Hemp seeds, the familiar protein your muscles still remember. Have you ever felt like you eat and eat, yet your body doesn't seem to absorb it? You give your body protein, but your muscles don't respond. This isn't because you're eating too little. It's because your body no longer hears the protein signal the way it once did. But there is one kind of protein that aging muscles recognize instantly, like hearing a familiar voice after many years apart. And surprisingly, it comes from a tiny seed, small, shelf-stable, no cooking required, called the hemp seed. Just 3 tablespoons give you 10 grams of complete protein, not missing a single amino acid. But what makes hemp seeds different isn't the number, it's the unique structure inside. They contain a protein called edestin, which is almost identical to human plasma protein. That means your body recognizes it immediately without complicated breakdown. Like receiving a letter from family instead of a stranger, your muscles take it in more easily, more quickly, and respond more positively. Do you feel like you recover more slowly after activity these days? That may be because your muscles are under constant low-grade inflammation, something that naturally worsens with age. This is where the fats in hemp seeds shine. Unlike eggs, which carry an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio as high as 20 to 1, hemp seeds maintain a near-perfect 3 to 1 balance, ideal for reducing inflammation. They also contain GLA, a rare fatty acid that converts into GRGLA, a compound proven to soothe muscle inflammation and cut post-exercise pain by up to 40% in older adults. And there's more. Hemp seeds are rich in arginine, an amino acid that widens blood vessels, boosts circulation, and delivers oxygen and nutrients to every muscle fiber. After 70, natural circulation declines, making recovery slower, fatigue more common, and numbness more frequent. Arginine helps reverse some of that decline, while also stimulating growth hormone production, a hormone that has already dropped by up to 50% since age 40. So what about you? Do you feel like you're getting weaker even though you're eating enough? Maybe it's not your fault. Maybe you just need a clearer signal. And sometimes the answer doesn't come from a plate of meat. It comes from a spoonful of tiny seeds. Just 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds also provide nearly 50% of your daily magnesium needs, while more than 80% of older adults are deficient without realizing it. Magnesium helps prevent cramps, supports muscle contractions, and, most importantly, activates vitamin D, which is indispensable for strong muscles. If you've been taking vitamin D but not seeing results, try pairing it with magnesium from hemp seeds. In addition, hemp seeds provide zinc, iron, phosphorus, and natural chlorophyll that helps deliver oxygen and flush out accumulated fatigue. And the best part? You don't even need to cook them. Just sprinkle them over oatmeal, yogurt, salad, or eat them straight. Their mild, nutty flavor is pleasant, easy to eat, and easy to digest. Can you believe that such a tiny seed could reopen the conversation between you and your own body? And if that thought sparks your curiosity, wait for what's next. A protein that doesn't just build muscle, but actually lubricates each aging muscle fiber. Not a pill, not a powder, but a familiar staple on the plate, wild salmon. Are you ready to step into the deepest part of the fight against aging?
3. Wild salmon, the anti-inflammatory repair kit. Have you ever felt like an old machine? Every movement heavy, slow, and accompanied by a faint grinding sound each morning. It's not because you've stopped taking care of yourself, but because inside, your muscle fibers are being quietly eroded by something almost invisible, chronic, low-grade inflammation. This process unfolds silently after 60, like rust gradually eating away at what was once a strong, well-functioning engine. And while eggs, though rich in protein, cannot stop it, wild salmon can. Each serving of wild salmon delivers about 22 grams of high-quality protein, but what makes it a truly powerful weapon is its fat, omega-3s, especially EPA and DHA. Did you know these molecules can actually integrate directly into the membranes of your muscle cells? They make those membranes more flexible, more responsive, and better prepared to react when you eat protein, when you move, and when you recover. It's like changing the old oil in a worn-out engine. Suddenly, every movement becomes smoother. A study from the University of Washington revealed that older adults who ate salmon 3 times a week increased their muscle mass by 6% without exercising more. You heard that right. Simply by changing their protein source, and thanks to omega-3s, their bodies became sensitive again to the signals for recovery. Do you remember mTOR? It's the central coordinator of protein synthesis. EPA and DHA don't just reduce inflammation, they directly activate mTOR, making muscle building smoother and more efficient. At the same time, they lower inflammatory molecules like TNF-alpha and IL-6, the very culprits behind weak muscles, aching joints, and persistent fatigue. But that's not all. Wild salmon is also an incredibly rich natural source of vitamin D. One serving contains about 1,000 IU. Without enough vitamin D, your body can't absorb calcium properly, nor can it activate an efficient muscle-building response. Sadly, more than half of adults over 70 in the U.S. are deficient in vitamin D without realizing it. Have you ever felt constant fatigue even when you sleep enough? It may be your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells, being damaged by oxidative stress. Yet salmon contains a natural pink pigment called astaxanthin, up to 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C in fighting free radicals, protecting mitochondria, and keeping your muscles full of energy. And it still doesn't end there. One serving of wild salmon provides about 40% of your daily selenium needs, an essential nutrient for producing glutathione peroxidase, the key enzyme that helps muscles recover after stress. And here's a little-known fact. Natural salmon contains about 1 gram of creatine, enough to boost muscle contraction strength and increase performance by up to 15% when combined with light activity. Can't buy fresh salmon every week? Canned salmon works just as well, and its soft bones provide an extra source of valuable calcium. Just mix it with Greek yogurt and fresh herbs, and you have a meal that nourishes muscles, joints, and your gut, all at once. So, do you still think eggs are the ultimate protein source? If salmon impressed you, wait for what's next. A protein that doesn't need cooking, doesn't need refrigeration, yet can wake up your muscles within just 1 hour, many times faster than eggs. It's used in hospitals, recovery wards, and by professional athletes. And after 70, it may be the very switch that reawakens your muscles. Do you know what it is?
4. Whey protein, the fast-acting switch to wake up your muscles. Have you ever heard someone say, after 70, you can't build muscle anymore? The truth is, it's not that your body can't build muscle, it's that you haven't been activating it the right way. Whey protein, the milk-based powder once dismissed as unimportant, is now called by scientists the muscle wake-up switch.
And the proof comes from a surprising study at McMaster University. They compared a group of adults over 75 who consumed whey protein with a group who ate eggs and had to repeat the trial 3 times to be sure of the results. The outcome? The whey group doubled their muscle gains, even though they didn't eat more food or exercise more. The secret wasn't in the quantity, but in the speed and intensity of the signal. Did you know that after 70, your body has only a very short golden window to synthesize protein after a meal? If the signal isn't fast enough, your muscles miss it and you stay weak despite eating well. Eggs take 3 to 4 hours to digest. Whey does it in less than 1 hour. And the true star inside whey is leucine, the amino acid that literally flips the muscle-building switch. 1 serving of whey delivers around 2.5 grams of leucine compared to just 1.3 grams in eggs. To hit the 3-gram threshold, the minimum required to trigger muscle growth in older adults, you'd need to eat 5 eggs. But only 1.5 scoops of whey gets you there. Have you ever felt like you're eating enough yet never feel strong enough? That's because the signal isn't loud enough. Whey floods your bloodstream with a surge of amino acids, loud enough that your muscles don't just hear it, they respond immediately. But whey doesn't stop at leucine. It also carries isoleucine and valine, the other 2 BCAAs that protect muscles from breaking down when you move or exercise lightly. Even more, whey contains immunoglobulins, natural antibodies that soothe gut inflammation, one of the hidden reasons why many older adults fail to absorb protein effectively even when they eat enough. Have you ever felt bloated or uncomfortable after drinking milk? Don't worry. Whey isolate contains almost no lactose, making it perfect for sensitive digestion. And if you want an immune boost, whey concentrate preserves more of those protective immune compounds. One of my 92-year-old patients once told me, "I just mix whey with almond milk, a handful of frozen blueberries, and a sprinkle of cinnamon every morning, and I started feeling the difference in just 2 weeks." The fruit helps shield protein during digestion, and cinnamon? It boosts insulin efficiency by up to 20%, meaning more of that protein reaches your muscles where it belongs.
5. Cottage cheese, the nighttime shield. Have you ever thought whey protein was only for young gym-goers? The truth is, after 70, your body needs a stronger signal to respond. And nothing sends that signal faster, clearer, and more effectively than whey. So would you rather eat 5 eggs every day or drink 1 glass of whey in 30 seconds? And if you think whey is the most powerful of all, just wait for what's next. Because there's a type of protein that isn't as fast as whey, but it quietly feeds your muscles all night long, even while you sleep. It's not a powder, but a soft, easy-to-eat food that also brings deeper rest and stronger recovery. Did you know eating the right food before bed can reduce overnight muscle loss by nearly 100%? Cottage cheese, the nighttime shield. Have you ever woken up feeling heavy, stiff in the joints, and wondered why your body seemed weaker after a full night's rest? That's not because you didn't sleep enough. It's because while you slept, your body was silently breaking down your own muscle for energy. At age 30, the body can tolerate this. But after 70, the rate of muscle loss overnight doubles, especially if you go to bed in a protein-deprived state. And this is exactly where a food that seems gentle, even ordinary, cottage cheese, reveals its hidden power. Unlike whey, which works like a fast surge, cottage cheese contains casein, a slow-digesting protein that forms a gel in your stomach, releasing amino acids steadily over 6 to 8 hours. This means that while you sleep, your body is still rebuilding what it lost during the day. A study in the Netherlands showed that older adults who ate cottage cheese before bed maintained their muscle mass better and slept more deeply. Do you often wake up multiple times at night? It may not be just aging. It could be that your body is missing the raw materials it needs to self-repair. Cottage cheese is also rich in selenium, a mineral that can improve muscle strength by up to 24% if you're deficient. And here's the reality. More than 60% of adults over 65 don't get enough selenium from their diet. Just one small cup of cottage cheese provides up to 90% of your daily needs. And that's not all. It also delivers 14% of your daily calcium for bones and muscle contraction, along with 38% of vitamin B12 and 30% of phosphorus, the critical duo for energy production inside your muscles. If you've ever felt like your battery ran out even without doing much, you may be lacking exactly these nutrients. A big bonus: cottage cheese is soft, creamy, easy to eat, and requires no cooking, perfect for anyone with chewing difficulties, weak teeth, or sensitive digestion. And if you're worried about sodium, simply rinsing it underwater can cut the salt content by up to 40% without losing any protein. Did you know some people mix cottage cheese with flax seeds to add omega-3s, with walnuts for arginine, or even blend it with ripe bananas and a touch of honey to make a light evening ice cream? It's not just a food, it's a true nighttime shield for your muscles. If you've tried exercising, tried whey, and still feel like your body declines overnight, then the missing piece might simply be your last meal of the day. Will you keep letting your body break down its own muscle through all 8 hours of sleep? Or will you try one small but smart meal to turn sleep into a time of repair? And if you think cottage cheese is the final stop, then the next part will surprise you. There is a protein with a name that sounds almost undevilish. It has been misunderstood for years, but it contains up to 39 grams of protein per 100 grams, on par with beef. Yet it doesn't trigger inflammation, doesn't cause bloating, and is extremely easy to digest. Hard to believe? But clinical research has proven it can preserve muscle mass up to 21% better than meat. Are you ready to meet this gentle devil?
6. Seitan, the devil's protein. Have you ever heard of a food called wheat meat? And would you ever imagine that something made from gluten could rival beef in strength, yet be so gentle on digestion that even a 75-year-old body can absorb it with ease? Welcome to seitan, the protein once misunderstood simply because of its devilish name. But behind that suspicious-sounding label lies a truth that has astonished the nutrition world. Seitan delivers up to 39 grams of protein in just 100 grams, equivalent to the finest cuts of beef. But unlike red meat, seitan doesn't carry saturated fat, doesn't leave you bloated, and most importantly, doesn't leave inflammatory traces in your muscles. What makes seitan a true lifesaver for those over 70 is its incredibly high digestibility. When wheat is processed into seitan, nearly all the starch and fiber are removed, leaving behind concentrated, dense protein that's far easier to absorb than beans or whole seeds. Have you heard that older adults struggle to absorb protein from plants? That's true, but not with seitan. In 2022, a study published in Clinical Nutrition ESPN showed that seniors who consumed plant-based proteins like seitan maintained 21% more lean muscle mass compared to those on a typical mixed diet. And the biggest difference didn't come from how much they ate, but from how well their bodies could actually absorb it. Have you ever felt like you were eating healthily, yet still growing weaker? Maybe it's because your body sees the protein but can't fully reach it. Seitan has another advantage. It's low in fat, nearly carb-free, and an ideal choice for anyone with diabetes, high cholesterol, or simply trying to manage weight. You get all the muscle-building benefits without spiking blood sugar or adding belly fat. That's not all. The firm, meaty texture of seitan satisfies the feeling of eating, crucial when you're trying to increase protein without feeling tired of food. You can slice it, marinate it, pan-sear it, stir-fry it with vegetables, or even grill it like barbecue. It delivers the satisfaction of meat, yet it's so much lighter on the digestion of older adults.
And if you're worried that iron from plants is harder to absorb, just add a few bell peppers, a squeeze of lemon, or some kale. The vitamin C will double the absorption of Satan's iron. One small adjustment, one big improvement in the oxygen your muscles receive. Have you believed you couldn't build muscle simply because of your age? Satan, with its 39 grams of clean, highly digestible protein, is proving the opposite. So, will you dare to try a protein that science has shown to be as powerful as beef, yet gentler than a slice of bread? Will you dare to break old prejudices and choose, once again, your own body? And here's the final thing you need to remember.
Eggs are no longer king. Have you always believed that eggs were the ultimate symbol of strength? That they represented the very peak of protein, the one and only food capable of keeping your body firm and resilient through the passing years? If so, then perhaps today you've begun to see the truth might be different. From lentils to hemp seeds, from wild salmon to whey protein, from cottage cheese to seitan, these 6 powerful protein sources are not only richer in unique nutrients than eggs, but they also deliver compounds that eggs simply cannot provide. They don't just supply raw material for your body, they reopen the communication lines between your aging muscles and the process of repair. These foods help you rebuild lost muscle, calm inflammation, improve nutrient absorption, accelerate recovery after activity, and even continue protecting your body while you sleep. They are more than just protein. They are tools that restore vitality, resilience, and independence in the years when you need it most. And the most wonderful part? Every single one of them is easy to find, simple to prepare, and perfectly suited for a body that has carried you through 7 decades of life. Age is no longer a barrier. It is simply a signal, a reminder, urging you to choose more wisely, to give your body exactly what it now requires. You can begin anywhere, with a spoonful of cottage cheese before bed, a humble lunch built around lentils, or even just a quick glass of whey protein after your morning walk. Each small step is a message whispered to your muscles. I am still here. I still want to be strong. So if this video has sparked even a single thought inside you, if it has made you reconsider what truly fuels your strength, please tap the like button, leave a comment to let me know which protein you'll try first, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next insights may hold the missing piece you've been searching for. Remember, the journey of recovery doesn't have to begin in a gym. It doesn't start with weights or machines. It begins right here, inside your very own kitchen.